organise a get-together and make sure you get yourself along. So, like I says, I always try and keep it central for people travel. Don't get it wrong. I think, like you says, if I did date up in Joondalup, you'd still get people up there.
I'd be full. I reckon you have one.
You'll always get people. Like we're in like a group, because I'm part of this Amazon selling group, and we meet up every month. And more often, we used to meet at Hillary's, then we used to meet in Perth, and then we meet down in Rockingham. And we found that it's better for everyone just meeting more central.
Aye.
Because you're not annoying. Well, it's not annoying, but it's more convenient. People can get there.
Yeah. Aye.
So we do like 4 meetings in Perth, and then the 5th we're doing Rockingham, just for kind of please the people that live further south.
And getting around in Perth is pretty decent as well. I mean, what did you find when you got here with your bike and stuff? Because I got here, we lived in Belden, and I had a car. I don't know why we had a car, and I didn't take it. Oh, no. Lauren needed it for school, actually. We had one car at the time. And I'd cycle up to the train station, get a train right down into Perth, and then I was working over in East Perth. Not far from that, actually. But it's great. How good is it to you jump on a train that goes right down the middle of the freeway?
That's bonkers as well, isn't it?
What's your family think of that when you see that?
There's no train.
No, exactly.
There's no train we got excited because the train was coming as far as Galashiels, which is still 18 miles away from Hawick. So, like, I was like, what's this Smart Rider thing about?
It's tremendous how
I was getting the train. I was using the train every day. I never ever used the train. I was using the public transport. I was using the bus all the time.
I was the same. I never used the train in Scotland. Once in a blue moon, if you go to Edinburgh or stuff for a night out. But to jump on that, use a Smart Rider. You get off. Sometimes I take the bike into work, because I used to leave it at the bike rack thing, and then get off at Perth, and then just walk to work. 10, 15 minutes. Sometimes I'll just take the bike up, and I'll maybe go at lunchtime and stuff as well. But it's phenomenal. You take the bike in the train, you just park, and it goes right down the middle of the freeway.
Plus the trains here, they're so clean, aren't they?
Yeah, it's spotless. Like,
yeah. They're on every 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah,
I've never seen any trouble in them either.
Buses are constant.
I've only had a couple of buses, to be fair, but
we went home last Christmas, and we were on the buzz, and it was the dirtiest experience ever. Right? It was chucky, you couldn't move, condensation on the windows, people coughing,
smelling diesel,
dirt everywhere. It just looked like
chewing gum underneath the seats and all that.
We were like just sat there with our arms like clasped together, so we're not touching anything. And we went to the Trafford Centre, and it was the worst experience ever.
Is that right?
Yeah. And then you come here and you get on a buzz. It's like, oh my god, these are like
aircons pumping. Everyone's nice and good. There's a nice,
and everyone's respectful as well. Like everyone says thank you when they get off. You don't get that at home, do you?
Oh, yeah. No, see, you get that in Scotland. You never leave the bus without thanking the bus driver. That's a Scottish thing, Chris, isn't it?
It's not an English
How many times you left the bus, Chris, and no thank the bus driver?
It depended, though. If we used to have a right arsehole and a driver when we were at primary school and when we were at high school. And we used to take the little paper into the old pen biro and spit it in his face and all that.
You wonder why he wasn't very nice.
Yeah, so if he's listening, he knows it's you now.
That's a little bastard, Chris.
You'll probably find he's probably just lives in Joondalup.
He does now.
Yeah, like everybody else.
Yeah,
that's incredible, man. No, look, it's been some experience coming over here with the buses and everything else. But I don't know how we survived without a car. To be honest with you,
you did well for 12 months with no car.
We eventually got a line off a kind of family friend. I'd only met him once. Literally only met him once. He goes, I've got a truck outside with proper ute and everything, so I felt full on
Aussie, yeah.
And then through the other friends I'd met through the football and Andy and his wife Amanda. So Amanda went up the back Amanda went up the back of Andy's car. It was a Ford Focus, literally done the whole booting, and he was like, I'm taking this to the scrappies. I was like, I'll probably maybe get $300. Car was sound like. It was just about you couldn't open the boot. I was like, I'll give you $500 for it if you want. He went, okay.
I don't need a boot.
Didn't need the boot. Literally, aircon worked. I had it for 5 years. Ran the same car.
So nothing wrong with it? Just
did you ever get the boot open to see what was in it?
Didn't bother. No, I had to seal it because when it rained, he got the smell of damp. So I just had to get silicone and sort of put silicone around the edges.
Bit of a DIY fix.
A wee bit, aye. If I needed anything in the back, I just put the back seats down and chucked it in the back. But maybe 4 years I think I run that car for $500. Serviced a couple of times, couple of new wheels.
So you need gold mine. What can you buy for $500?
So when's your baby due again?
4 weeks on 4 weeks on Monday.
You said she a couple of times, Chris. Do you know what she's got?
so you
Yeah.
found out, yeah.
boy, aye.
Sorry, I thought she'd
it's
she, but I thought I
actually
learned that.
Well, she's due. Aye, well, he's
due.
he's here in.
Yeah, when you I'm thinking,
yeah.
see, I was thinking she's due, meaning the baby,
yeah.
meaning your wife,
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
the partner.
But it's so like, obviously, it's my what a struggle. Like, I no word of a lie. I apologised to the women at my work because I used to wind them up saying that pregnancy was a holiday. And
If you do. I wind mine.
honestly, like, nah, like, I had these
one.
women wound up to hell, right? I'm like, what? I don't see what you're on about. You announce you're pregnant after 3 months. You do 9 for 6 months, and then you have a 9-month holiday, right? So
He's got a lot to learn.
I'm
Like,
totally
first
winding
kid.
them up, right? And I went into them and I was like, listen, I owe you an apology. I've never, like, it's so. Don't get us wrong, women what they go through is mental, right? And it's obviously only now that my eyes have been opened. The pain they have to put up with. I'll apologise to them all, and they wanted me to put an announcement on the work email.
You must be really hard on them, man.
before they were going to accept it. And they were like, no, we want it on the work email because we'll only accept an apology. And I was like, so, like, my partner's called Paris. She's been struggling at the moment with Braxton Hicks, and there's absolutely nothing you can do. And it's one of the hardest things to see somebody care about going through. I'm
sure I know what that is, but I can't remember. What's Braxton Hicks again?
It's basically setting them up for contractions.
I do know it is. Yeah.
I'm just like,
well, that's hard, man.
Also, they're getting contractions, feeling that they're getting them, but they're not getting them.
It's like their body's preparing them for this, and she's been bedridden for the last 3 or 4 days. She can't get out of her bed properly.
That's a shame,
she had to go to the hospital she was at the hospital the other night for 4.5 hours because of the pain. And there's
it's hard for you as well because you can't do anything.
He can't do anything. He can get ice packs to try and help and all this kind of thing, but they can't even take, like, she can take Panadol and that's it.
Yeah.
So honestly,
it's just paracetamol, pretty much.
Paracetamol, and so honestly, my heart, and the doctors then just told her that she's potentially got a hairline fracture in her pelvis, which is where she's getting the pain from.
So is that going to affect like giving birth?
No, she has the appointment with a normal doctor a week on Friday, but the guy that seen her was really nice, and he was like, he's expecting her to go. He thought she was due this week because he's literally ready to come in.
He's ready to come.
He's ready to come. But when she seen the specialist last week, she told her that he's 3 weeks on where he needs to be. So he's about ready.
That's good, man. No,
so
you got any names picked out and stuff?
I bet you're on tender roots now. Constantly, aren't you?
It's weird.
I'm surprised you've not got the phone on the desk. I would have had the phone on just ready.
But like I suppose in a way it's still quite surreal.
Yeah,
but
wait till your eyes, mate. Wait till your eyes.
Honestly, being at the birth is the most special thing.
Well, this is the COVID.
I'll have to say I totally disagree with that. I think men should not be there.
The
I was
COVID
there.
thing,
It's
you can only have
horrendous.
one person in the room.
So that can't be you.
So it'll be
midwife.
Obviously Paris, midwife, and her mother's allowed to be in.
Yeah.
But you're only allowed to have one extra person in there. So
Chris, honestly, mate, look, it is special. I shouldn't have said that, but genuinely, right? Genuinely, it is. There's no place for men. We shouldn't be there. If you're there to support your wife, that's absolutely fantastic.
Well, that's why you're there, isn't it?
But you're doing nothing, right?
You're wrong. You're wrong.
I did. So genuinely, I've never felt so useless
when you were there.
Yeah, but there's no comfort in that. I mean, I don't want to scare Chris, but there's no comfort in a woman who's
I'm happy
going to have a baby. I mean, it's just
I'm happy to sit in the waiting room.
I would have. If known what I know now,
I stayed up top. Like, I held her hand and I squoze it tight, and there was a bit of pain on my part.
You're the most
but I didn't go down below.
No.
There was stands holding things that were more useful than I was in that place. I'm telling you, you've got a midwife there who knows what she's doing. You've got a doctor on call if you need it, and then you've got me standing like an idiot. I'll tell you one thing. The only thing I did was good. Was Isaac was when I was born. He came out. And Lauren had them. In fact, the nurse had them in his arms, and his wee arm was blue. And I sort of picked up and I let it go, and I says, "That doesn't look right." And she goes, you may be right. And she rushed in. I'm like, oh no, what have I done? You know, panic. And she was gone for 30 seconds. It felt like a lifetime. And she came back in, and he was nice colour again, and his wee arm was all back to normal. And she said he just needed a wee bit of oxygen, and off he went. But that was singly the only thing. And I was we were there for hours.
Many good vibes.
Only thing I did. Only thing I did that was any good.
I'll wait outside. Wait outside to hear the crying, and then I'm like,
then you're
sit outside, smoke cigars. That's what I should have done.
Aye.
But honestly, I tell you what, I talked to my mother and father-in-law a couple times. They happened to be up at our house that night. Actually, when Lorna her water broke and she was going into hospital. So we'd went back and forth a couple of times actually. So they'd say, look, we'll just stay. We've no point in going home. We'll just stay. So the second time, or third, the fourth time probably, we went up. They came up with us. I can't remember why, right? But anyway, I came out when he was born, and I can remember saying, he's here, right? And I had my two hands up, and I looked like Homer Simpson, kind of, you know, he's like, right, like that. And honestly, that was, and Lorna's mum and dad, they still talk about, mum still talks about it, but dad used to mention it all the time. And honestly, mate, there's nothing more special than becoming a dad. It's the best job you'll ever have in your life. Tell you that right now.
One of my mates, Chris, he's a big Celtic fan, right? And he was gifted a pair of blue Adidas. Couldn't have them, right? So his wife left them for me on the doorstep, and she's like, "Oh, if you've got them," and I put this shoe in my hand, and I was like, "What is that?
What is that made
like,
to fit?
How does a foot fit in there?
A little finger.
It's honestly,
finger mitten.
Yeah.
It's mental. But it's exciting.
It is.
It's like it's exciting, honestly.
When Mia were born, when she popped to Reddit, the first thing Karina said, "What colour hair is?" She didn't know if it was a boy or a girl. She wanted to know the colour of the hair, because I've got ginger hair. She just wanted to make sure it didn't have ginger hair.
Oh, that is tragic.
Not is it a boy or a girl? What colour hair has it got?
And you're still happy you're there, just to be abused. Honestly, mate, that's crazy. But what a shame. And she's got lovely dark hair as well.
Yeah, she's got lovely. I mean,
Karina must be like, woohoo!
I shouldn't be too offensive against ginger-haired people, because I'm a ginger myself, and my brother.
We discussed that in great length in the last episode.
Niece and nephew, and they're both ginger as well. So
yeah, but
I think it's the Welsh in me, because get a lot of ginger in Wales. So
you got a bit of Welsh in you, mate, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So we've got
so
we've not had a Welsh person on yet. We've got a couple lined up actually. But
I am part Welsh. I can't really do the accent, but my granddad was Welsh. So
every Welsh accent sounds like an Indian eventually.
On summer holiday.
Them were the days where you went travelling around Butlins.
My mum used to drop us off at my grand's. My dad's mother used to live in Cardigan, which is like a tiny little town. She used to drop us off. Mum and stepdad used to go away to Ibiza.
You got Wales.
And you got Wales.
We got dropped off at Wales. They pissed off abroad. Came and picked us up 2 weeks later.
Quality. That's fantastic. I went to Wales a couple of times when I was a kid, and
it's nice,
it was good fun. We went to Rhyl and a couple of different places. It was really nice. And then Lorna and I, I don't know, I think it was before the kids. In fact, it was definitely before the kids were born. And I said, it's about February or something. Says, let's go. We'll go away on holiday. Just in the UK. We'll go like somewhere. And we had a timeshare at the time. There was one in Wales. I can't remember where it was now, but it's really south of Wales. And we went down, and I'm not kidding you, Wales was entirely, bit of Wales was shut in February. So never go to Wales in February. It was shut. Honestly, everywhere you went, shut. Go there, shut. But it was lovely place.
Oh, but that poor man's Butlins. They were good though.
I can't remember. Where was the Butlins in Wales?
I'm sure my mum collected vouchers out the Daily Record or something.
Yeah, that's what it was. The Sun, £10 holidays.
Aye.
£10 holidays to yeah.
Now we like when Mia were little, like she's 15 now, but when she were like I think 4, 5, 6, 7 year old, we'd always go abroad, but we'd always take her somewhere in the UK. So we'd go sometime. We went to a place called Borth, which is near Aberystwyth.
All right, what do you call Cardigan's not that far away from Aberystwyth.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, it's like driving over Postman Pat kind of land, because you're just over little tiny roads. It takes you forever to get anywhere. But we stayed in like static caravan, it we call a luxury log cabin, but it was just a static caravan pretty much. They pimp them up a bit, and you get there and you think, yeah, it's just a caravan.
Where's the logs on my caravan?
Yeah, there were no logs. They were like the plastic cladding that resembled like wood grain.
Yeah,
wood grain cladding, and that was
caravan holidays were great fun, man.
Yeah, but then we've been down to like Butlins down in where is it? Down on the south coast, Bognor Regis. It's amazing.
Oh, some of them are fantastic.
Because
A couple in Scotland
when
fantastic.
we were kids, they were like chalets.